are you doing today? I know it's been a while. Just the mood hasn't been very forthcoming to do videos. Life got busy. I know I say this all the time, but now that things are settling down, everything's opening up and plans are made. But today I wanted to come in and show you some of the books I've been acquiring in the last couple months. There's some old ones, there's ones I've already read but never had physical copies, and then some are new releases and also from my book boxes. First off, I would like to acknowledge that we are filming on the unceded territory of the Nutjallut people, Coast Salish, and the Sauk Nation. Okay, let's get right in because I have a whole stack. If you've been looking at my Instagram, you'll have a feeling as to what's coming up, but let's get started. We have Emerald Green. This is the third one in the series. I have these covers. I've read the first one, I haven't read the second one, so I thought, just for continuity to have the third one if ever I need to read the book. It's some like time traveling something or other in London, England. So yeah. Son of a Trickster by Eden Robinson. In one of my book boxes, Raven Reads Book Box, which is a Indigenous owned and operated book subscription service, I got the third one in the trilogy. I haven't read any of them, so I thought that I should probably get the first one. This one is nonfiction, Inventing the Individual by Larry Siedentop. It has, I believe, the start. It's covered. Got this from Thrift Books. Something of Western liberatism. So I saw this on someone else's channel, and it's something that seems very interesting, and it's kind of documents as to why we're such a individualistic centered society rather than a communal one. So yeah, some light nonfiction. Now this is a book, Reboot, Amy Tantera. This I've read, and I had borrowed it from the library a long time ago when I was in my dystopian phase, which I'm still kind of in. But this one I really enjoyed and thought I should own a copy. If I remember correctly, it's kind of like, dystopian societies, diseases, the whole tropes. And in this one, people die, and then when they can like resurrect, and depending on how long it took them to resurrect, they become less human, and they now become soldiers or something like that. I can't remember. But all I do remember is I love the first one. Don't read the second one. Brand new. I've seen this all over BookTube. So Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I have Gods of Jade and Shadow, still haven't read it, but I know it's a beloved one on BookTube, so I decided to pick it up. And now this one, we've seen it everywhere on BookTube. So this is the self-published version. I got this one before it came out as through a publishing company because I love this cover. Like the new cover, not so much. This cover, really good. The only thing though is I've been hearing that, because like this one was self-published, there was no real like editor and that kind of thing, and so it's not as flowy as the new edited version. So maybe I'll borrow the edited version, but then just have this one on my bookshelf. Because I mean, come on. So this one, the Atlas 6, is like a dark academia theme vibe. Yeah. Next one is Murder, Madness, and Mayhem, 25 Tales of True Crime and Dark History by Mike Brown, host of the Dark Poutine podcast. So my friend really loved this podcast, and it's kind of true crimes, more focused on where we live locally. We live on Vancouver Island, and probably on the mainland. I'm not quite sure. I haven't listened to the podcast. But when I saw this and I was like, oh, my friend was ranting and raving about Dark Poutine podcast, I thought I would pick this up. So I think this is like short stories or something or rather. I don't know. I don't want to know too much about it just because crimes and things like that, you kind of want to go in there blind so you're surprised and spoilers and all that kind of stuff. The Sentence by Louise Erdrich. So this came in my latest Raven Read subscription box. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, cover's kind of cool. And this one, Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. So this was on the free library cart at my local library. They have this little cart near the entrance and whatever's on there is free, and this was in there. So I've been hearing lots of good things about this book, ranting and raving. A couple of my booktubers love this book. I'm waiting for the audiobook to come in because, I mean, seriously, this is a big book. I've watched the show. I've watched season 1, and I think I started season 2 or something like that. My husband has read this book, and he says it pretty much follows the first season. He didn't find that there was anything new to learn from the book. So that's probably why I'll pick up the audiobook kind of thing. So as I'm working, I can just listen to it. And then another book from the free library cart. This one was total cover pickup. Because I mean, like, look at this cover. It's so awesome. Razor Girl by Carl Hazen. Yeah, I have no idea what this is about. Next is Four Aunties and a Wedding by Jessie Q. Sutanto. This is the author of Dial A for Aunties. So I loved the first book and had to pick up the second one. So the first one is a family-owned wedding business where everyone has a role. She's the photographer, one does the cakes, one's the entertainment and that kind of thing. They set her up on a date. Something bad happens to the date. I mean, it's not much of a spoiler. Like, first chapter, the date dies and she doesn't know what to do, and the aunties concoct this plan to get rid of the body, and then hijinks ensues, and they've been hired to do this like super high profile wedding and hijinks and so on and so forth. It's pretty funny, so I'm wondering what's going to happen in this book. Love it. Yes. Next up, bought this on a whim, but it's The Hobbit. I mean, look at this edition. Like, it's beautiful. And also, all throughout the book, there are beautiful illustrations. So, I love the movies, the whole trilogy of The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings. So, yeah, had to pick this up. Manhunt by Gretchen Falker Martin. Apparently this is pretty gruesome, not for people that have weak stomachs. This is kind of a dystopian, and now women are hunting feral men for their organs and yeah, things like that. But a lot of people have commented on this book being like, it's a bit gruesome. They didn't finish it, but we'll see. And now a little something totally on the opposite. This is the second book in the Ice Planet Barbarian series. So Barbarian Alien Ruby Dixon. So this follows another character and another blue alien Love the first one. Don't go into these books expecting like fabulous literary books and seriousness, whatever. Like, just go in these books with super low expectations, kind of suspend your beliefs a little bit, and you'll have a lot of fun. My other book, the first one, I tabbed it for like the ooh la la scenes. I tabbed it for kind of like the misogynistic comments, and some of them that like made me laugh and that kind of stuff. It's just fun to read, very quick read. So now I just have to continue the series. Nice Try, Jane Sinner by Leanne Olke. This one I had seen on one of my booktubers page, and she had really enjoyed it. I saw this at Indigo for like on their $6 shelf, and I just remember that she really enjoyed it. So it looks like, you know, there's some GoPros on here, cameras, all that kind of stuff. I have absolutely no idea what this book is. Something to do with like Christian high school or something like that. I don't know. I just know she enjoyed it. So when I saw it for a deal, I picked it up. So these next pile are from the Owl Crate subscription box. So we got Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. I mean, look at this book. Could you see this? Like, nice and gold. And then, you know, the end pages are beautiful. The cover's beautiful. Like, all in all, this is a really nice book. Again, no idea what it's about. I don't like to read a lot of the synopses because I always find like synopses give way too much away. So I just kind of, you know, I'm a mood reader, and I go by like, oh, the cover looks kind of cool. So maybe this is like mermaidy. I guess she is kind of like a little mermaid and things like that. Hotel Magnifique by Emily J. Taylor. So this one's been getting a lot of hoopla and buzz on the booktube. On the booktube. On booktube. So, and like, these Owl Crates editions, like, come on, beautiful. So this one, I've heard it say like a little bit of like Caraval Night Circus thing. So, yeah. Only a Monster by Vanessa Len. Again, Owl Crate special edition. You know, like, beautiful. So this, I'm not quite sure what this one is about, but kind of a nice edition. And then A Forgery of Roses by Jessica S. Olson. Again, the special edition, sprayed edges. No, look at that. So I think this one is, you know, it's an artist that whatever she paints becomes true or something like that, and she's hired to do a portrait of someone's dead son to bring them back to life, I think. So this one looks a bit like wintry, but it's a nice addition. And then The Ivory Key by Akshaya Raman. So again, another beautiful Owl Crate exclusive edition. Signed by the author. No idea what this one's about. But again, these Owl Crate editions are beautiful. And then my next stack of books is books that I am acquiring that I'm wanting to do kind of a, you know, secret TBR. Putting that in quotes because you'll probably figure it out really fast why all these books got bought. I just bought these for their covers. I have absolutely no idea what the books are about. And some of these I've already read, so that kind of gave me the theme as to why I wanted to make a this TBR, so it'll take a little bit to go all through these books, but let's go ahead. The Sister Brothers by Patrick DeWitt. So this one I have read. There's also a movie adaptation with Joaquin Phoenix. It's a Western and gold rush, and it's really brutal. So just be ready for some violence in this one. I think I'm running out of space here, so let's see if we can scooch these ones over, and then we'll just have to stack one on top of the other. Beirut Hellfire Society by Rawi Hage. Again, this one I do not know what it's about. Yeah, so I just saw Civil War. So it's in Lebanon. Yeah, so. And then Heartbones by Colleen Hoover. So apparently this one is a kind of like self-published book, and it's really hard to find. I found it through my local independent bookstore. So I'm thinking this might be a romance. I mean, it's Colleen Hoover, but she has done some thrillers, so. The Past and Other Things That Should Stay Buried by Sean David Hutchinson. I read the synopsis really quickly when I was kind of perusing, and yeah, I don't know what this one's about. I have good friends will bury your body, a best friend will dig you back up. So it just looks like a fun little book, and this one is through Thrift Books. Lots of these books I got through Thrift Books. Especially if I, not reading what the synopses are or whatever. I don't want to go and spend all the money. But this one looked funny from what I read. No, and this one, Reign of the Fallen by Sarah Glenn Marsh. So this one I have read. I really enjoyed the book. My kiddo really enjoyed it. So I thought just having the physical copy would be great. So this one is about kind of these necromancers and their servant to the royal family, and they're meant to, like, when the royal family dies, they go and find them in this different realm and resurrect them to bring them back so they can continue to reign over their kingdom. But they have to stay shrouded, because if they are exposed to light or something on that, they became a shade that can come and destroy everybody. There's a little bit of, like, it's a YA, so there's a little bit of romance in it between, a high-ranking boy from a high family and, this servant soldier girl, or maybe it's I think that. So, there's things going on there, but I just remember I really enjoyed this, as well as my kiddo. And last but not least, The Lantern's Ember by Colleen Hooke. Again, no idea what this book is about, but when I read the synopsis, when I bought it off of Thrift Books, it seemed interesting as well. So, all these are kind of their library edition, so they still have, like, this plastic on them. It is what it is. I tried to kind of take this off, but yeah, so there we go. So these are the books that I've acquired in these past couple months, probably from the beginning of the year. You probably figured out what my secret TBR is and what the theme is. And have you read any of these books? Are there ones that I should kind of put higher on this stack of reading? But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye! Reign of the Fallen by Sarah Glenn Marsh. So this one was an Owl Crate edition. No, not this one. Oh, I'm missing one.